Okay, welcome everyone to second day, the second half with me, Pragati Rao. Yesterday was all about deep dive into self-love and moving past labels. It was also about creating non-porous boundaries into our lives, into our self-love, and most importantly, on what we would and we wouldn't allow in our lives further down. It was also about extending our love into significant other relationships and make life count, isn't that? So let's pick up all of that and step into a new day today. A day where we have already learned to play big with passion and purpose with Dahlia in the morning, owning our value and manifesting abundance with our look, and elevating our personal brand with dear Aarti and Deepika. As part of second half today, let's plan to keep going on that long, uplifting conversation with many more experts who are raring to offer you their experience, compassion, and wisdom. And hopefully, lots of their courage and guidance shall rub off onto us as well. So, are you all ready for some engagement and networking as we quickly grab our lunch? Well, I suggest grab your double fast and just keep sitting right here and do the networking right away with our next set of experts. Well, here is what I need to tell you about them. So, one of them, as she walks into the conference, even as an attendee, people often ask her, "Aren't you NG?" NG. Well, I'm not going to spill the beans that fast. Just hold on there, you'll get to know what NG is all about. She gets spoken about as a go to person for multiple things, be it to conduct workshops, curate events, deliver a keynote address, moderate, or be a panelist, launch a book, and much, much more. If anyone wants any kind of assistance or a reference in any particular field, they reach out to her. Networking for Results is a signature program amongst the many that she conducts. It's time for me, Pragmatic Pragati, to usher in our networking Neeraja Ganesh for our networking session today. A very warm welcome, Neeraja.
Thank you so much, Pragati. And I think the chat box recognized the NG.
Thank you for keeping the engagement going on even pre-fest, as well as the chat box is literally on fire. All thanks to you. And now it's time for getting the co-host who's hosting this with Neeraja. So Neeraja is co-hosting this with another very promising expert who's a transformation coach, an educator, and an author. She's passionate about inspiring and encouraging future leaders to leverage their strengths toward enhanced performance and to effectively navigate themselves and their teams through uncertain environments. She facilitates coaching and mentoring programs focused on campus to corporate transition and also customized modules on essentials of personality. She leads through her rich experience of corporate sector, research, consultancy, teaching, training, academic organizational management, and deep understanding of HR practices to business objectives. It's time to introduce Dr. Shuchi Sharma, or should I say Sensible Shuchi, to keep us engaged with the networking hour. Let me also quickly go and get my dabba and sit right here because I don't want to miss any bit of the fun that's going to happen right here. So over to you, networking Neeraja and Sensible Shuchi.
Thank you so much, Pragati. And I was saying, what a great day it was yesterday. And what a great hour it was yesterday, or 3/4 of an hour, if I may be precise, the networking hour yesterday. This morning has been so very beautiful. And I was told that yesterday during the networking session, people actually left their dabbas and went all out to network. So I'm really looking forward to that happening again today. Shuchi and I have been contemplating, considering, and working through what we're going to offer you today. So let me bring Shuchi in.
Thank you, Neeraja. And good afternoon to everyone and a very warm welcome to you all. I'm Shuchi Sharma and I'm really very happy to be facilitating this networking session along with the very awesome Neeraja Ganesh. And we are truly honored to have all of you here with us today. Now, everybody knows that networking is a very key element in any event. And our aim here will be to show you that actually it's not very complicated. It's a very simple thing to do. So in our session, we will invite you We invite all of you to expand your circle of acquaintances, to build up your social skills, to develop relationships so that you can expand your networks. So, are you all ready to learn, to collaborate, and to expand the networks? If you are, let's join this great journey with us, this exciting journey with us, and just type in the chat box, yes, I'm excited to join this journey. Let's have your responses in the chat box.
Even before you said type in the chat box went berserk. So I am so excited with this audience that we have today. I have a mantra, which is treat every interaction as an opportunity. And here we are all going to be interacting. And we don't know what opportunities are going to get presented to us today and in the days to come. So keep your eyes and ears open. To start with, we're going to ask you a few questions, not very complicated, difficult ones, so don't get scared. And it's going to be multiple choice, and we are all used to multiple choice questions. So please take a few seconds to answer these questions. So can I please request for the first question to come up on the poll? And I'm really looking forward to understanding how many people have you been able to connect in the last 3 to 4 days based on the clues that we gave on WhatsApp, based on whatever happened during yesterday's networking event and whatever was happening on the social media. Social media has also gone berserk with the shemantrafest. All right, so I do see that all the 3 questions have come in together. So as you finish the first one, please go to the second one, where we would like to understand your current employment status, because I know each of us wants to know who else is part of this conference and what is it that they do professionally. So that's a question around your employment status. Please go ahead and answer that. And the third question is more in terms of your networking experiences. Have you attended networking events in the past? And what was your experience then? So let us see. Okay, all right. So we've got 185 people here as of now, or 196, but it tells me 83 of you have responded. It'll be good to get this number to 100. At least 100 of you respond, then that's a fairly good, sizable sample for us to say, okay, this is what the results are telling us. All right. 44% participation is not a bad thing. So would you want to show the results on the screen for the audience? Can I request the tech team to actually show the results so the audience can also see it? Let me read out while that comes in. And for a while, can I please ask people to focus on the poll? And I know that everyone is gung-ho about sharing their LinkedIn status, their LinkedIn profiles, etc. But if that much is happening on the chat, I'm not sure if we are actually engaging with what's going on here. So I am seeing 55% of you have been able to connect with more than 5 people. Now that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so congratulations. Well, a small percentage have not been able to connect with others, but I will promise, Shuchi and I will promise that you will be able to do more than 5 by the time you finish this conference today. I see that we have quite a diverse mix of participants. So more than 53% are self-employed. And there are also close to 20% of you who are on a career break and looking to restart your career. So I would wish you all the very best. And networking experiences, 64% say that they have mostly enjoyed it. And we promise that we will continue that experience for you in today's session also. And there's a small number which is saying that this is their first networking event. So thank you for those responses. I'm not sure whether this poll is still visible to the audience. You can close the screen share the tech team. And I think now it's time to take all the participants to the activities that we promised them.
All right. Thank you so much for this very active participation. In fact, the people who have participated have been quite enthusiastic because the the responses started coming in as soon as the poll was out. So now let's start the activity. What you have to do is you have to rename yourself on the Zoom. Right now, all your names are there. Today, we are here for the SHEmantra Fest. So let us name ourselves as She, SHE, followed by the first letter of your name. So Neeraja would be SHE followed by N. So She Neeraja. Pragati would be SHE, She followed by a P. I would be SHE followed by an S. So let's do it. And for those who are not able to do it, this is the way to do it. Just click on the icon where it says participants at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and you can see your name. Click on the 3 dots right next to that. Right? You might like to go into gallery view instead of into speaker view to change that. So just click that, and when you find the 3 dots, click the rename. Use the box that is available to you and type in. What do we get now? What do we see here? Are we seeing a lot of?
Yeah, I can see.
And an alphabet. Actually, it's she and an alphabet.
Yeah, not on the chat. We want you to rename it on your screen. So Ritu can rename it on the screen. And Anju, yeah, she has done a she and then Anju.
So now we can see a lot of she N's, there are a lot of she R's, there are also some she H and a she D also, right? So it's a very diverse kind of audience that we have today. But the fact is that how does one she R distinguish from the other she R? How does one she N distinguish herself from another she N, or a she H from another she H? So it is all the uniqueness of your personality that needs to be shown, the differentiation of you from another person. So let's just carry on with this activity and put in a differentiator now, right? So now go back to renaming, find out that box again where you rename yourself and use an adjective which starts with the same letter as your first name. So if you are a Ritu, pick up a R, pick up a word that resonates with you and do it. I'm an S, I could choose sensible Shuchi, like Pragati did pragmatic Pragati. Neeraja is networking Neeraja. So the same way, pick up an adjective, add it to your name, and so you could be sensible Shuchi, pragmatic Pragati, or networking Neeraja. Let's do it. We go back to the participants icon, and there just find the box where you had renamed yourself and rename yourself with an adjective. Okay, so we have just distinguished yourself, all right, but we have not found out what is the unique thing about it. How do we get to that unique thing? We need to again rename ourselves and position ourselves with something which we call an elevator pitch, a set of words or a sentence that best describes you, right? So again, the third part of this activity is to go back to that same box, that same familiar box of renaming yourself. So you have your name, you have the adjective that describes you, and beyond that, a few words which actually describe what is it that you do or what is it that is your strength. So let's do it. I think maybe we can also do it for ourselves.
So I've done that, and again, I just put it out on the chat because maybe the instructions were not clear. We would like you to rename yourself and not on the chat. Rename on your small screen. The way Shuchi said, there were 3 dots and you'll get an option to rename. So what comes as your name, if you could do the rename there. Thank you, Shuchi. So I am seeing some very interesting. Wow. It's really looking interesting now. Okay. The question that I have for you all and for you to reflect is, how long did it take for you to think of this adjective? And how long did it take for you to put out that small elevator pitch? Because there isn't much available in that Zoom screen, the caption. How long did it take for you to put that elevator pitch out? beyond actually doing it, the thought process. Did it come immediately like that to you? Or did you really need to reflect? And maybe sometimes you just blank and saying, what do I put for myself, right? So I think we all need time to prepare and practice. An elevator pitch definitely needs time to prepare and practice. So we promised that today is going to be an experiential session, along with giving you tips on how you could notch up your networking. So my tip number 0, which I wanted to mention, as I was seeing the polls, was that you managed to connect with at least 5+ people, or you managed to connect with one person, doesn't matter. But what has been happening from the day you signed up for the conference? You were invited to become part of a WhatsApp group. Now you're thinking, should I? But you got onto the WhatsApp. And then in the WhatsApp group, one day we told you to do some activity. Go find these people and connect with them. And every day there has been a different activity asking you to go find people on social media, put out a LinkedIn post, and so much more. And today we are here at the conference. Isn't it a shift from where we were sitting very comfortably to actually getting pushed to do something different? So there was a shift out of your comfort zone, which is what has enabled some of you to really go all out and connect with so many people, and which may not have enabled many people because it is uncomfortable. So the tip number 0 for networking is get out of your comfort zone. And the tip number 1, and so that was tip number 0 because that is the very, very basic thing. The tip number 2 that we would like to give you is around the elevator pitch. But more about it after we've done one more activity.
That's right. Thank you. Now let's continue with the activity. Now this is the most important part of the activity, which actually involves you getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of the barrier which you might be facing, getting out of the hesitation that you might be having in your mind. So now what you need to do is you need to look over on the Zoom screen and find out 2 people whom you feel attracted to. All right, just see whether it is the adjective that is describing them or what is their strength area, what they have used as their elevator pitch. Find out what is it that attracts you and send them a private chat message. I repeat, a private chat message on the Zoom chat, and share with them one happy moment from your life. It could be any happy moment. So find out 2 people from the screen and use the Zoom chat, private chat. All right. Don't send the message to the main room, or to everyone. Send the message to 2 people. Find any 2 people and share a message to them. Any 2 people that you feel attracted to.
So we'll probably give about 3 to 4 minutes for this activity. And let us see what happens. We are forever curious, but we will wait till you are able to finish this activity. So as Shuchi said, we don't want you to go by beautiful faces which are there on the screen because then you're attracted to everyone. But we would like you to look at that renamed adjective and the elevator pitch that is coming and who is attracting you because of that. 2 people or even 1 person, doesn't matter. But have this conversation with them on their private chat to say, what was your happiest moment? Let's get out our comfort zones, everyone. I hope people are able to do private chat because I don't see anything on the group chat. So I am really thinking people are conversing and not just sitting or taking the opportunity to eat their food.
Actually, the whole chat goes as is. So your personal chat versus the group chat, it's in one place. So sometimes you have to scroll up and down to identify the personal chats. So I think that's an invitation for everyone to do that.
Yeah, so just go, and if you see 2, in the 2 button, there is everyone in meeting. And then there, of course, the hosts and the co-hosts, and then you start seeing the names of people. So find anyone, for example, I do see percentage Sukhbir Dilon, and very interesting, percentage Sukhbir Dilon. And I can just click on that and I'll say, hi, Sukhbir, and then have the conversation, which was inviting to share your happy moment with them. In the virtual world, we're trying to do this as best as we can. So, yes, Dharna, the opportunities to connect with everyone always remains. Maybe we give another minute for this to happen. We said try to find 2 people. But if people have finished their conversations, you can always, put out a thumbs up and we'll get to know that conversations are over and we must continue. Otherwise, we'll give another minute.
Neeraja,
I see the She Stalwart Help Customers putting a thumbs up. Yes.
Hi, Neeraja. You said
Hi,
a
Farah.
few minutes. I'm trying to catch up with so many messages. Can we have a few extra minutes?
Yes. So Farah, I know. So Farah is probably, the go-to person for so many people. And I'm sure there will be others who are also getting a lot of pings. So let's see how that goes, because we do have a few more things to do today, Farah. I do definitely, respect your request. Maybe 1 more minute, because we do want to do many more activities today. And as people are having those conversations, I want to give a cue, because I said we are forever curious. We are like a curious gang over here. I want to give a cue to the team to bring up the next poll, because we will ask people some question again. So please get the poll out. Let me know if people are seeing the poll on the screen.
Should we launch the poll?
I am not seeing it.
Yes,
Please go ahead and put it. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay, so there is a poll and we would like you to bring your focus from that interaction to the poll. How many people contacted you for this activity? More than 5, or 2 to 5, or 1 person, or no one. And it is about how many people contacted you, not how many people you went and contacted. That's not what we want to know. How many people, like Farah said, oh my God, there are so many contacting me, right? So how many people contacted you for this activity one-on-one, which is what we would like to know. So I'm seeing 62 of you have responded. That is 37%, 38% participation. Let's give it a few more seconds. The participation is increasing. All right. And I am seeing that we have 12% of you who got contacted by more than 5 people. Congratulations. This is not a winning or a losing game, but wow. More than 5 people contacted you. So I don't even know what that number was. And we have 29. If the results can be shared on the screen, we would love for it. 29%, 30% of people had 2 to 5 people reaching out to them. And 23% had about 1. And there were 35% of you who did not get any messages. No one reached out. Okay, we could close the poll now. Yeah, if you have missed renaming, now you're thinking, I did not want to follow her instructions, but dekho, I told you every interaction is an opportunity. You lost out on an opportunity if you did not follow that instruction. Okay, Geeta. We could close the poll. Let me know if you have closed the poll.
Poll has been closed.
Okay, thank you so much. What were we trying to do here? We were speaking about the elevator pitch, right? Time for you to do some reflection to say, what attracted you towards the people with whom you tried to have that conversation? First reflection. And then reflect on who and how many people reached out to you and what might that be indicating about the way you have described yourselves the adjective, and the few words of elevator pitch that you put out for yourselves on your Zoom screen. Now, no way I'm saying that the ones who had only one person or zero, people contacting them, it's got to do, with a really, messy pitch. It could also be the Zoom, right? It is a little hard for us to try and find and go through 7 screens and, try and find a private chat. I agree. And especially if you've got 5 people writing to you and at the same time you got to do and all of that, it is difficult. But I think let's be fair and be really open and transparent with ourselves to say, what is it indicating about your own elevator pitch? And hence my tip number 1 is the elevator pitch has to be catchy. What did Aarti and Deepika tell us? No way out. You've got to have an elevator pitch which is catchy. This is the reality of the world. Let us all accept it. There is always going to be a sea of people around you. And today we have 174 people here. You go out to any social function, any professional event, there are going to be that many number of people. I also want to recollect what Alok told us in the earlier session. If some of you caught what he was saying, become rare. That's what he said. Now I'm adding to it that you got to become rare, but also be able to present that rarity to the world through the elevator pitch. So that's one reflection and a tip for you. Now, the next question that I have, when you shared your happy moment, did you ask the other person to share their happy moment also with you? Anyone wants to give a thumbs up? Use the emoticon to say I did or I didn't. Was it just a transactional conversation about doing an activity? Or just using this opportunity to talk about yourselves? Or did you use this opportunity to actually connect with the other person and try and engage with them by asking them, would you like to share your happy moment with me? So there are some yeses and there are, I couldn't and all of that coming on the chat. I'm not, taking my eyes off the screen at the moment. But the tip number 2 that we would like to leave you with is, when you meet people, follow what I call as the 80-20 rule. What do you do 80% of the time? Listen. 20% or lesser of the interaction time is to speak. Because that is when you really get to know who the other person is. So yeah, we had a tip 0, leave your comfort zone. We had a tip 1, talking about how your elevator pitch needs to be catchy. And we have a tip number 2, which is the 80-20 rule. Let us move on, Shuchi.
Right. So now we've got some tips and we know how to move ahead. So now if you really want to experiment with them, coming out of your comfort zone, having a catchy elevator pitch, the thing to do is to put up your hand now. Use the raise hand emoticon. Either use the emoticon, just put up your hand and our tech team will select the first 3 participants who put up, it's like the fastest finger first kind of thing. All right. And they will get an opportunity to share with the rest of the room what is it that the other people can reach out to them for. Right. So let's just, I'd like to.
So I think let's explain it a little more, because I saw even before, the question was out. Yes, the hands are up. It is fantastic. But there is an ask and a very specific ask, and there is a time limit. So Shuchi, you want to just kind of repeat what they will have to do if they get selected?
Yes. So the 3 people that we want to call out now is that they could share with the rest of the room in 30 seconds. All right. What is the one thing which is either their strength, or what is the one thing that the other people can reach out to them for? So we'd like to request you to stick to that 30 seconds time that we have, because we'd like to give opportunities to everyone. And there are certain other things also which we want to share. So let's see the show of hands. Again.
So the 30s in 30 seconds.
You need to keep your cameras on, please.
Very, very important rule, right? So keep your cameras on. We can see some hands up. And in 30 seconds, if you get invited, you have to tell the rest of the room here, what is that one thing that you would like them to reach out to you for? And I will let the tech team tell us one name. Who do we ask for? Because they will have to be unmuted also. Because you're speaking, you're not chatting. Tech team, any names that you would like to call out? We've got 18 participants who have raised their hands. Maybe I call out. Okay, I think She Naughty Child Life Transformation has been spotlighted, so I'm assuming she's the person. Maybe she can be unmuted. Yes, fantastic. 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm a transformation coach and I train teachers and indirectly help children. I'm also an author and I've authored a book in which I help children to be novelists, and it's called as Find the Budding Novelist in You, and they write their stories and they send it to me, and I take this and I publish their books on as a hard copy or even as a Amazon ebook. So that's my strength, is that I have 25 years of experience as an educator, and I am one of the best in teacher training.
Wonderful. I think we might have to cut you off so that other people can also get an opportunity, but wonderful. Can we know your name?
Thank you. She Naughty Child Life Transformer.
I'm Nirmala
Thank
Prabhu.
you.
Nirmala
Thank you.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let me once again repeat while we got to know what she does. Here we are saying, what is it that people can reach out to you for? 30 seconds. Okay. Who's the next person that we can call out? Okay, we have someone on the spotlight.
Hi, everyone. Glad to meet you all here. I am Shivani. And the poll that was in the start of the session, and Neeraja said there are 20% people here who are looking to rejoin the workforce. I think you all can reach me out. I am a career coach and a midlife transformation coach. That is what I do for everybody. So feel free and connect with me.
Thank you. Thank you. You did it beautifully. 16 seconds. Fantastic. Thank you. Gives an opportunity for another person. I think we can do.
Yeah, we can pick up. Yeah, we can.
Right. Who's the third person? Okay, we have adorable Avril. We've been chatting up on social media like crazy. Go for it. Can you unmute yourselves?
Yeah, right.
Hi everyone, Avril here. I have 2 decades of HR experience. So if anyone is interested in looking out for career coaching, or I'm not a coach, but giving them insights on tips on how to choose a career and what to look out for, they can connect with me on LinkedIn and also on WhatsApp.
Thank you, Avril. You were also very precise, less than 20 seconds. So we will have one more person who gets this opportunity.
Please spotlight.
Yes, Anju is there. Muted? No.
Hi,
go ahead.
so if the word sex has alarm bells ringing in your mind, then please go and click on untaboo.online and we will help you have those conversations which you find so awkward and you hesitate to have conversations on bodies, puberty, sexual literacy, safety. We are the people. I'm Anju Kish, founder of Untaboo. Go click on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anju.
Wonderful.
Thank you. You did well, 25 seconds. All right. I think we can give opportunity to so many others, but I'm also keeping my eyes on the clock. It is 1:54, so we have a few more things to do. Now, I am trying to recollect a story. I'm trying to recollect a story here. When I was hearing what some of you wanted to gift to the world as what can you be reached out for? And the story is this, right? Business networking, or I think any form of networking, has 2 kinds of mindsets. Can we put down the hands, please? You can go back and put your hands down, because there's opportunity to do the elevator pitch or reach out. Conversation is now no longer there. So two kinds of mindsets. One is called as a hunter mindset and the other is called a farmer mindset. What does a hunter do? Okay, and I'm going to talk in the feminine. Gender is all going to be she because we are SHEmantra. So a hunter, as the name suggests, if the hunter lands up at a networking event, she goes with lots of colorful papers, brochures, marketing collateral. Mine is white here, but yeah. And goes all out looking for who can I prey on. And elevator pitch, fantastic, the hunter has. And spills out the elevator pitch, showcases the marketing collaterals, and tries to make a sale. Doesn't waste time in talking about the weather, whether the samosas out at the event are great or not. It's all about sell, sell, sell. And then repeat. Maybe the person actually makes a few sales at the end of the networking event. Now, what does a farmer do? And we all can also visualize. A farmer actually prepares the ground for networking and then actually sows the seeds of networking in there. And then what does the farmer need to do to ensure that those seeds grow? Nurture that. A lot of sunshine, a lot of water, and a lot of many things. Like my mother has a beautiful garden and she nurtures it by sitting with the plants for 3 hours every morning and talking to them. The farmer doesn't, worry about the number of sales she has been able to make. She's only looking at what is it that she could probably provide in terms of value. And maybe the farmer leaves the networking event without even making one sale. You're saying, what did the farmer come to the event for? Well, this is where the genius of the farmer comes in. Say if a farmer connects with 15 people at the event, it doesn't necessarily say the elevator pitch and nothing, no sales, but just genuine connections, 15 of them. And if each of those 15 people have 200 other people in their network, can we do a quick math? 15 into 300. We'll have 3,000 potential customers available for the farmer. And if the farmer does only one networking event in just a month, so 1 month, one networking event, it is 3,000 potential customers every month. So a hunter quenches her own thirst by drinking a glass of water, sell. But a farmer builds a well, allowing others to also drink from it. Nothing right and wrong here. But you got to decide who you would want to be, whether it's a hunter or a farmer. And you could also be very, picky and choosy about where you want to be a hunter and where you want to be a farmer. I would like to say, SHEmantra, this community who's brought out this beautiful fest, is a community of women, each of us having a farmer mindset. This fest is just a showcase of that to the world. And I also want to quote from what Alok Appadurai said. You will not be remembered for how much you earned, but how much you gave. So do reflect on who did you reach out to in the past 4 days and today. Did you think of how do I find the right person? Or did you randomly connect with them? If you're thinking, I'm in the wrong place here because the first poll actually said we have 55% or so self-employed. See, oh my goodness, I belong to the corporate world. Why have I turned up into an event like this? So here is my tip number 3 for you. It is very, very important for you to build a diverse network. So be proud and be happy that you landed at an event where there is so much of diversity, so that you eventually have a very diverse network. Shuchi, what is your mindset towards networking?
I have always been a farmer, actually. I have, in fact, never been a hunter of a hunter mindset. I have always been a farmer, always been nurturing. and not been looking for results, maybe not for looking for harvesting my crops as such, but seeing them grow over a period. I've been more of an enabler, and but I'm sure at certain times it helps to be a hunter also. When the moment is right, I think we need to go out and hunt and get the kill, go for the kill also for that. Right? So let's be farmers, but maybe with a hunter's mindset. Both.
Yeah.
Both are right.
Thank you, Shuchi. Thank you.
What about you? You have been from a farmer's family. It seems you were quoting your mother and.
Yeah, my mother actually tends the plants. I think forever a farmer's mindset, forever. That's what I can recollect. And you're right in saying, what you give will always come back to you in plenty. Okay, so that's what I really believe in. And I think SHEmantra just kind of reiterates that for each of us, right? The community. So we would like to kind of make mention. I know that there is a lot of exchange of social media handles and maybe phone numbers, etc., going on in the chat. And I also saw someone said, "Oh, I'm not on the WhatsApp group, so can you please add me to it?" So we would like to, kind of tell people that the WhatsApp group, for those of you who are not yet on it, you will get to see on the chat box the link to join the WhatsApp group, because we are enabling through the group people to get to know who else is there in terms of participants and what their social media handles are, or other collaterals that they may have in terms of websites, etc. So you could add to it your own, as well as go all out and connect with people through that. So that's why you couldn't get onto the WhatsApp group. And of course, there are a lot more things which you will get to know through the WhatsApp group at this point in time, because everyone is putting out their social media handle. Let me not shy away. Let me put it out over there, and maybe Shuchi can also do that. Okay, I think it's going as a direct message to someone. So let me just put it out there for everyone. And I want to bring tip number 4 for you all. You cannot remain invisible. If you were still in doubt, even after listening to the powerful Deepika and Aarti, I'm going to tell you again, cannot remain invisible. So how do you make your presence felt? And social media is a must. So for those of you who are still thinking, should I get on? I am shy. I do not like to speak out there. Social media is a must. And for professional networking and professionally to be, kind of build your brand and visibility, LinkedIn is definitely a must. So for those of you who are not yet on it, please get onto it. For those of you who are on it, you've got to make yourselves visible by building a strategy around it. You must have got enough and more tips from Deepika and Aarti. Maybe the first step that you can take towards that is to put out a message on social media about your experience about the SHEmantra Fest with the right hashtags, #SHEmantrafest. And I believe there is another hashtag that all of us need to tag if you're putting out our experiences on social media. And let me end this by actually saying we cannot dig a well when we are thirsty. Impossible, right? And similarly, networking can't be done when in need. I've heard many people saying, I don't think I have a need for it now. It doesn't matter what phase of your life you are at. You've got to be at it always, forever. And for that, you need to have a farmer's mindset. If you're thinking, oh, I don't have a need for it now, and hence I don't have anything to pitch and I don't need to, go sell. But you can give. And the definition of networking is all about giving. What can I give to the world? So that with that abundance mindset, what can come back to me? Shuchi, I really enjoyed this interaction with the audience, and I could have done more. The chat box is buzzing, but yeah, we have a limited time and could not focus on all those conversations, but happy to, stay connected through LinkedIn and through the WhatsApp for the next few days for sure. How is your energy level now, Shuchi?
I'm on top of the world. So many requests and so many connections made here. And in fact, I was just scrolling through the screens, and such wonderful adjectives people have used to describe themselves. Really, that has been such a happy thought. And all of you have used, I'm sure that is the one which resonated with you. But just seeing them, that gave us so much of pleasure. Really, it is really a blessed session that we have had today, and a delight to see everyone's descriptions. So now we will be going back and accepting all connection requests which came, and of course sending out double the number of connections. All right, because
busy day today, very busy day today.
Yes.
But yeah, pace it out. Don't get overwhelmed because it can. Just because we said get out of your comfort zone, we don't want you to really jump out, right? But yeah, make a start, because very important. All of us, hear all of these sessions, but make a start. And if you've made a start here, that's absolutely beautiful. While we would have loved to continue activities to get more connections, we know we have so much more happening the rest of the day. So Pragati is there to tell us what is in store for us next.
Thank you so much, ladies. I totally respect your mindfulness for time and also the value that you generated. This was so much fun, honestly. And you know what? Answering these questions was such a powerful awareness indeed. Something like a quick mini journey into self-awareness. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm glad that I call myself Pragmatic Pragati, because it feels like it shifted something a little deeper inside me, deeper than the usual. You may call it on the levels of identity for that matter. And thank you, Neeraja, for also reiterating the fact. I always believe the best time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining, not when it is raining. And you reiterated the same fact here. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Coming back, so how have you, as I just said, there's been something which has shifted a little deeper inside me. And now I want to know, have you been able to get there as well? If yes, please do a quick audit for yourself and lock that shift right there, right now. Take a moment and lock that shift right there, right now.